For so many of us with ADHD, we have no idea that we are in like this survival pattern, like loop for years and years and years and years and years. And so we typically get a diagnosis, which tends to probably be like later in our adult life when we're women. And we're like, wait, now all this makes sense. And we start trying to put all the puzzle pieces together. And this is why I think it's so important for women with ADHD to learn archetypal consciousness, because we are so good with pattern recognition already that being able to see how life and people work in patterns, it will help you to understand how to maneuver through these patterns or quote unquote archetypes more effectively with very least resistance. So I want to introduce this very basic and simply, and then build upon it precept by precept so that it's just not a bunch of information, bam, right in front of you. So we're going to start with your 4 survival archetypes. That's your child archetype, that's your saboteur archetype, your victim archetype, and your prostitute archetype. So your child archetype is pretty self-explanatory. Imagine how children are, right? We tend to want external validation. We typically are asking for permission to show up as ourselves, to go after the life we want, to take the job we want. What outfit do we want to wear? What do we look good in? Can you look over my resume? Can you proofread my book? I was going to put my blog. Can you look at my blog entry? That is all child archetype energy. Now, it's not to say that when you're getting corrective criticism, that's not a child archetype, but literally meaning that if I tell you that I don't particularly care for this and that, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take it out, and it's supposed to be your creation. That's the child archetype. That's what the difference is. We have to be aware of how we're giving out our permission and our energy, because when we give our permission for someone else to take our energy or to harvest, I would say, the fruits of our labor, we end up being very burnt out, exhausted, and tired, and we have no idea why. And women do this a lot with the men that they're dating. They have no idea why they feel drained, tired. When they're with their girlfriends, it's not that way, unless you have a really toxic girlfriend, then this will be the same thing. When you're dang, wow, every time I'm around her, I'm sitting here what is this? Why do I just feel, I didn't even feel tired when I first came here. That's the same thing. That is the toxicity that we're talking about. But it's drainage. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're drained. Ever notice how your child can literally drain you? Your child, without a break, being with kids 24/7 will give you a freaking mental illness. Check yourself into a psych ward for vacation illness, okay? So I know, I have 5. So I'm telling you, until you can pull that child archetype energy and ho. And I also hear this explained as your inner child. Same thing. You can, pretty much go through and talk to your inner child and give them the validation. I hate that your life was the way it was. You are worthy of more. You're good enough. This person should have picked you. I choose you now. I will take care of you. I will protect you. I will always love you. Give that child that validation that child is seeking from external, factors, so that way you can elevate to your sovereign archetype, which is no longer requiring external validation from anyone or anything. You're going straight off of your intuition and what you feel in alignment with. That's the difference between your child and your sovereign. We're going to go into more detailed practical application, those type of things, but just so you have a gist of it. Now, your prostitute archetype. Your prostitute archetype is always selling itself out. Selling you out pretty much by taking jobs that you are overqualified for less money, You could be over volunteering because you're people pleasing. You're like, you want to say no, but you say yes. You're watching people's dogs, their cats, your boyfriend's fish, his mother's dog for a week. All this crap that you don't want to do. You're going to with his mom to the winery that you don't want to go to because you really don't like spending time with her. But here you are trying to be the perfect little good girl. Let me tell you something. The good girls never win. Why? Because men don't even like good girls. Let's look at some statistics here. Statistics show us that women who are more aggressive or assertive are paid more. Men actually respect the girl who's like, no, I'm not gonna freaking like bow down to every wish and command. No, they cheat on those type of girls. They cheat on them, they abuse them, they have no respect for them. But it's the girl who is like, I'm done with your crap. This is like my boundaries, putting boundaries up and listing them, that they're like, oh dang, like, okay, that's what you, okay, so I gotta call you. I gotta call you before 7 because you go to bed at 8. Okay, cool. They will call it at 6:30 the first time, seeing if you're gonna trying to test your boundary. They'll call it at 6:30. They'll be like, yeah, I know you said you was going to bed at 7. I know, at 6:30, I just wanted to catch you. Okay, cool. You stay on the phone with them for 10 minutes? All right, now I'm about to just, do my, night, rituals, blah, 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 before I go to bed. They'll be like, oh, okay. Guess what? The next day, they're going to call you at 5. The day before that, they might call you at 3. It's all the same. And I'll do another video, like, applying this to dating so that you have that. But this is just, like, foundational for our girlies with ADHD, so you can just kind of understand what is being played out in your life. That is your processing archetype, when you should just say no. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. And no is a complete sentence. It's no. It's not no, but maybe if this changed. No. No is no. No is no is no. Okay? Practice. No. 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 And the more you say it, the better you're gonna feel, and the easier it's gonna be to say it the next time that you need to say it. Okay. Then your other archetype, it is your saboteur. That is using the logic. That is always like literally the logic, choking out your freaking dreams, choking out the magic of your life. It is just stifling your intuition, all your inner guidance, prophecy, all those things. Is just because it's like, hey, well, can you prove that? I mean, what's the scientific explanation for this? I mean, how are you gonna literally take your income from $2,000 to $10,000 a month? How are you gonna do that? You're gonna have to go to school. You're gonna have to go to school. You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to get these degrees. You're gonna have this amount of loans. You're gonna have to be able to get this type of job. All these rules and regulations. Know that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. The Bible says. What does that actually mean? Metaphysically, it means that you create the rules. You co-create with the universe. One quote that I heard last week, I was like, bam. Okay, super easy. You are either working for the universe or the universe is working for you. As simple as that. So know that you're either making the rules or you're living by the rules. That's how your life is going to work when you are dealing with the saboteur archetype, and also with the victim archetype. The victim archetype is very big on, this is someone else's fault. This is not my fault. My parents sucked. My grandma didn't do this. My mom died. I was raised by a single parent. I grew up in the hood, blah, blah, blah. My mom was dirt poor. I grew up in trailers. I was raped at 15. I was molested at 5. All these things. And there's all these different reasons why life can't work out for you. You are giving your power to everything that you blame externally. The moment that you decide to take self-responsibility and you say, you know what? Yeah, all that crap happened to me, but I forgive myself and I forgive those people and I'm letting that all go. I am the captain of this ship, right? And I am taking my power back and I am taking my life back. When you do that, that is going to be when your world changes. Everything that you experience is going to change for the better. And this is the course.